What's going on, people? Hope you're having an awesome day. I'm Guns for Hire, and welcome to You Always Win. Oh man, gamers are losing their crap over this one, people. It appears that Rolling Stone magazine uncovered a new patent from Activision that was filed in 2015, suggesting that Activision wants to design their matchmaking systems to favor and promote microtransactions. Keep in mind, and this is important, Activision was granted the patent earlier this month by the US Patent and Trademark Office. So while it was filed a couple of years ago, they only recently were granted the patent. I'm sure many of you are aware of microtransactions and how they work. For those of you that don't, it's very simple. A traditional microtransaction game is typically cheaper to buy initially. Then, for players that actually enjoy the game, they offer upgrades that can be purchased for real money. Kind of a pay-to-win scenario. Honestly, if this is done right though, it can provide gamers with a AAA experience at a much lower price. When you compare the current standard video game prices that range from $60 to $100 for full AAA titles, you can actually play microtransaction games at a considerable discount. However, it seems to be a trend with the bigger titles now to include microtransactions on top of a full AAA price point. This is what's creating so much hate towards certain developers right now. The patent that Activision recently got approved basically influences matchmaking in public lobbies with the main goal of increasing microtransactions. The way it works is actually rather ingenious. It finds players who have acquired skins, weapons, or other gear from the in-game loot crates and puts them in lobbies with players who not only may be less skilled, but may also have similar playstyles in terms of what weapons they use. The intended goal is to have the skilled player who has the valuable loot crate items dominate the other players. This is done so that the lower skilled players, the ones that don't have any valuable loot, will be influenced to buy loot crates so they can get the same item they saw in that game. Having valuable loot showcased in the top 3 placement at the end of a match would likely influence a lot of gamers. Oh wow man, that's cool looking skin. That weapon is so beast. Despite the fact that the item itself may not be the reason for dominating, it could still be perceived that way. For instance, say you like sniping. You're not crazy good, but you enjoy using sniper rifles and want to get better. You enter a lobby with a higher skilled sniper that happens to have a rare sniper rifle from one of the loot crates. That player crushes everyone and ends up in the top spot at the end of the game. There is a strong possibility that you're like, whoa, that sniper rifle is sick. Gonna try my luck out in the loot crates. Oh man, didn't get it with my free COD points or coins or whatever it is. Maybe I'll just get like $10 worth of coins, and so on and so on. Boom! Done. Microtransaction matchmaking just made Activision and their investors more money by actually influencing gamers' spending habits. How does this make you feel? Do you think it's unfair? Why? Why is being placed in a lobby with someone who either got lucky at the box or spent money to get a weapon that may or may not actually be any better than weapons freely available in the game already? As a gamer, I'm not overly impressed with the fact that rather than implementing a skill-based matchmaking system, which is more in line with making matches fair for gamers, that they've decided to focus on influencing spending habits to increase profit margins. I mean, wouldn't improving the game and focusing on retaining your player base be more important on improving profit margins rather than nickel and diming your existing fan base? I don't know. I don't work for Activision, and I'm not in a position to say what actually works and what doesn't. I don't see their numbers. Now, despite all this uproar, Activision has since provided a statement addressing the concerns. They said, this is an exploratory patent filed in 2015 by an R&D team working independently from our game studios. It has not been implemented in-game. Okay, cool. However, that statement doesn't actually kill this story. As I always try to explain in my videos, paying attention to the exact wording is important. Firstly, the patent was only recently approved by the US Patent and Trademark Office. Secondly, and more importantly, Activision does not say that it will not be used in their games. All they said that it has not been implemented in-game. They never said that it wouldn't be. They technically aren't lying in their statement. With the approval only coming earlier this month, what's to stop them from adding it to World War II right now? Their official statement holds truth, even if they add it today. Not only that, but this isn't just a simple idea that they had. They would have to have spent thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds, maybe millions on research and development. Do you think that they're just gonna flush that money down the toilet when they have shareholders to answer to? No. With this story gaining traction, there is a possibility that it won't be implemented now. But had Rolling Stone not uncovered it, there's a strong possibility that it would have been added to World War II and future games. On the flip side, because I try to see things from all angles, I don't personally have a problem with this, as many of you seemingly do. I don't care if I'm thrown in a lobby with some meatball who spent a lot of money on microtransactions. I don't usually have problems performing well, and I'm certainly not influenced by pretty colorful skins. The only reason I put them on is because I've earned them somehow. I don't envy other players' pretty looking weapons while I'm injecting lead into the ear. Nice gun, douche. Enjoy the loss. Call of Duty may have the ability to buy COD coins, which can then be used in their hybrid microtransaction store, but it's not a true pay-to-win game like, say, World of Tanks. Sure, there are weapons in the loot crates, but they are generally no more effective in comparison to the weapons freely available just by ranking up. In my opinion, having lobbies with gamers who spend their money on this crap isn't going to destroy the online experience. I mean, are you guys that easily manipulated by looking at shiny, pretty objects? Activision doesn't force you to spend your money on loot crates. You decide to do that and nobody else. You're not victims. And if you have no intentions of buying stuff beyond the initial cost of the game, then why are you worried? All items in the loot crates can be acquired without spending a single penny. Sure, you'll have to grind it out and acquire more in-game currency, but who cares? Maybe you're mad because you lack patience. This is a reflection of the I want it now generation. You get pissed because you see something you want, but you can't have it right away. It's the same lame, weak-minded mentality that drives many players to actually spend money in the loot crates. Nobody is to blame other than yourselves. I don't have to spend a single additional penny on this game to enjoy it fully, but that's just me. And lastly, Activision, I tip my hat at you. While I can't endorse this technology as a gamer, I applaud you for creating something that is truly ingenious. From a business standpoint, this is a smart and effective way to increase profit margins, no doubt. People are sheep. They're easily influenced, which is why marketing departments spend millions each and every year, because they get a return on their investment. I get that people are angry. I acknowledge that this technology is shady. But at the end of the day, I really don't see how my enjoyment of this game is going to be hindered. I'm not going to boycott COD like so many of you non-COD fans are trying to encourage. You don't even like the game, so shut your holes. I'm not going to get angry over something that may not even make a noticeable dent in my online experience. And I'm certainly not going to whine and act like a victim. Nobody is forcing anyone to spend money. It's all optional. If you spend money and you didn't get the pretty little shiny item you so desperately wanted, that's your fault and nobody else. I'm going to play Call of Duty World War II, and I'm not going to worry about whether or not Activision decides to implement this technology.